keep you guys waiting. Okay. A very good morning to all of you present here. I am Disha Jetwani, the co-event head of Wrangle of Words, along with Anmol Lalchandani. Firstly, congratulations to all of you for making it to the final round. Now, firstly, I would like to mention our judge, Anurag Pisara. Anurag is the co-founder of Sports Doyen, an upcoming sports media house. He has previously worked with Crick Trackers Network, Sports Kira as a content writer. Besides that, he was an operation intern with Sports for All to organize the Mumbai Indians inter-school competitions. Thank you so much, Anurag, for being here. I request you to say a few words over here.
Thank you so much for inviting me, Disha. I hope all of you guys are doing well. It's a very interesting competition and I wish you guys all the best.
Thank you so much. Okay, so let's not keep you all waiting more. All the participants are requested to mute themselves, please. So I would like to take a moment and mention our sponsors for Sports Fiesta 2022. We have Darshan Properties Group as our associate partner, McVie as our eyewear partner, Brew House as our iced tea partner, Digerm as a sanitizing partner, Trophy House as a trophy partner, and Hot Ganache as a dessert partner. We would like to thank all the sponsors. This fest wouldn't have been completed without them. Now, we'll start with the event and not keep you all waiting more. So, Wrangle of Words. Are you, just wanted to speak your own thoughts in a event and defend a character, just wanted to put up your points in any topic, any discussion. So I think this is just the right place over here. So I would like to pass it over to Anmol Lalchandani to explain you about the guidelines.
Hello, everyone. Now I would like to proceed with the general guidelines. A spin wheel will be used to assign a topic to the participant. You all will get 1 minute buffer time to think about the topic before the round begins. As per the topic assigned to the participant, you need to defend the given personality and their respective case in the first person for the duration of 4 minutes. Post 4 minutes, the remaining participants will get a chance to put forward their questions in the chat box of my co-event head, Disha Jetwani, within 1 minute, and first 3 questions will be answered to the existing participant. First 3 questions will be asked to the existing participant. After that, the judge may ask questions to the participant. Participants are supposed to converse in English only. Any use of vulgar or foul language will lead to direct disqualification. Everyone is required to keep their video on at all times. Participants need to have stable internet connection. Any technical or internet connectivity issue from the participants' end won't be considered. Your performance will be evaluated on the basis of facts and relevance in the topic. The decision of the judge and organizing committee will be final and binding. Now, we are open to the questions. In case of any query, you can either raise your hands or put it up in the chat box. Yes, Mohit.
Yeah. So in case I think we have 4 participants right now. So if the first participant is going right now and he or she gets a topic, won't it be unfair to the rest 3 because they have a limited set of topics now? Because they all will be there in this meeting, but for the ones to come later, it's very unfair to them because the first one going has a huge set of topics, but the ones coming in later, they have very specific set. The ones going at the later stage will have a disadvantage. So if you're choosing anyone at random, that is not being fair to everyone. Instead, if we could have a game which decides the the order of the ones going first, because you had something like this in I think the qualification or some other game also, year first only.
Yeah, but then there are pros and cons to everything. I think even the participants later on, they'll have a limited limited topics, but they will be prepared what they're going to say because already the list is gone, right?
So I think that's an advantage to the ones coming in later. The ones going in first has a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, but they got more options, right?
But they are not to choose, no. The wheel is to choose.
Anyway, no one is going to choose.
Exactly my point. You are having a wheel of fortune. So no
Yeah.
participant can choose the topic. It's the committee who's giving the topic. Okay. So once we receive the topic, we are very unprepared. Okay, the ones going in first, but the ones going in last, they already have a limited set of topics. So if I am going first, for example, let's say if I am going first, I have like 6 topics, but the one going in last, he only has one topic. So the fifth participant, when he's speaking, he has extra 5-6 minutes to prepare. For the matter, when the only 2 topics are left, he also has time to prepare for 2 topics. The ones going in first, because this is a whole random thing. Okay, we don't have a specific order to choose how we're making people go. Since we don't have an order, it is unfair to the ones going in first than compared to the ones going in last.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think what he's trying to say is that the first person, since he's going first, he has all the set of like 6 topics and anyone can be assigned. So they'll have to be prepared for all the 6 part. If we come down to the 5th or the 6th person, they know that only now like 2 or that one particular topic remains. So they have extra time to prepare because they know which topic they are getting indirectly, right? The 6th person or the 5th person also, they know which topic they are getting.
Okay, so you can see there's a lot of problems here. So we'll go in order, like the participants with the highest points in the semi-final round, we'll keep an order for the same.
So
The
one
participants
thing,
with the highest order will get the first chance.
give me 1 second.
No, they should get the last chance because
Exactly.
technically-
So just here, sorry to interrupt, but the one who scored the most points in semi-final, so shouldn't like it be like that person goes last because he should be getting some advantage of coming first in semi-finals, right?
exactly makes sense.
Because if they go last, then they know the limited topics and they get an advantage since they scored the highest in the semi-finals. So I think that makes sense.
Yeah, but then we'll keep it the order way it is. We can't change the order. And I don't think it would be a disadvantage because you'll get more number of options. I think it would be fair and the topics would be already displayed to you earlier. So I think you should be prepared about it.
But the person going in first doesn't actually have an advantage. He is not choosing the topic. So what is the use of doing good in semi-finals if you don't get the benefit of that in the finals? So if you do good in the semi-finals, you should get the benefit in the finals. But the people who did not do that well are getting a benefit. So that doesn't make sense on your part.
What if you wanted a topic, but you are the last person, but you didn't got the topic? You didn't even have the option.
It isn't.
So
It isn't
even
in
if
your
we
hands,
don't get
no.
that topic at the
Exactly.
end, when the 5th person is done, we know what one topic is remaining, even if we didn't want that topic. So I am at an advantage because while the 5th person is talking for 4 minutes and then there is the question and answer round, I know which last topic is only left now and I can do extra research. So I'm at an advantage if I'm the 5th or the 6th person.
And even though you're going first and you have so many topics left, you are not choosing it. So if I want one topic and I get another topic, what's the use of going first?
Yeah, but if you're last, you don't even get a. There's
But
no
I,
chance of
but
getting.
we get so much time. No, the person going
Exactly,
fourth,
it's
fifth,
about
and
the
sixth
time.
know what they're going to get.
Even if you got a topic that we don't want, we still get extra time while the 5th person is talking. The 6th person can prepare more and they get more time as they know that sure that is the only topic left.
Yeah,
So
and
they'll
for
get
that matter, even the fifth person gets an advantage because he has only 2
Only
topics to
2,
prepare.
exactly.
Hi guys, if I may intervene, it's just a humble request. This is just a healthy competition, and there are certain things that we've also kept in mind when we came up with these rules. So it's a sincere request that you all abide by it, and let's just have a fun round.
Sure, Tanya, we're all up for it. But the thing is,
Yeah, we've tried to keep it, Mohit, I understand, and we've tried to
Just
keep it
one
as
second, guys. Just a question I have to the participants is: you all were given all the topics in advance with the detailed case studies, right? So if you all were shared that in advance with 12 hours notice, then I don't think additional 10 minutes would make any difference to any sort of participant. And whereas going about the semifinals advantage, who has placed first, for placing first or second or third in the semifinals, the advantage is you qualify to the finals. So I think that is a fair enough advantage that you get to play the finals and you get qualifying points for that. So I think I don't understand the reason for so many queries, because in the end, it is all decided by Wheel of Fortune. You go first, you go last, it is all based on luck. Okay, no matter where you go, it is going to be assigned completely randomly. There is no involvement of any person, whether you go first, whether you go last. It is absolutely random, and you all have had, everyone has had roughly about 10 to 12 hours to prepare. Additional 10-15 minutes won't really make a difference, is what I feel, to any person. And if that does, then I mean that 10 minutes compared to 10 hours should be negligible, I feel.
I mean, Aditya, I get your point. The point here is the order of the people going in is at complete random. Okay, so if we had a game where we could decide, maybe on the semi-final points or over here, and the one winning the game could, actually like the one we had in Break It Like Bogle, if I'm not wrong. So we had to answer the rules, answer the game, and then the
Mohit,
ones answering that first could choose the order.
Mohit, each event is different, and each event head has come up with their set of rules, keeping in mind what their situation and topics and relevance of the event are. So we expect the participants to understand these are really, really petty things that we are dealing the event for. An additional 10 minutes really won't matter if you are well versed with your topics. Have confidence in your ability rather than, asking for the 10 minutes of the other participant. It really won't make a difference if you are good enough, is what I feel. And you all have qualified to the finals after qualifying through a debate. So you all are good enough to stand in this final round. So an additional 10 minutes would barely make a marginal difference in your answer. If that person does very well in 10 minutes, then I mean, it is just a stroke of luck, you could say. Right?
Like, can we do this thing if possible? Okay, it's just a humble request. Can we give the participants, all the participants, a topic like 5 minutes before they get 5 minutes, and then we can move on with the proceedings. Like everyone knows a topic like before the first participant goes in.
Yeah. Hey Aditya, sorry to interrupt, but I just want to tell you that can you assign the topics right now to all the 5 participants present over here?
But then again, the disadvantage would be to the person going last, that they would get an
No,
extra time, right?
no,
So
actually,
let's just keep it random, that no one gets an opportunity to decide their topics in advance, right? That
see,
is
actually
the
there are six
option.
participants and 6 topics, but 6 participants haven't joined. So can you assign only the 5 topics to, or means can you just
See, if
can
there are only 5 topics, see, if there are anyways only 5 participants, so even the last participant won't come to know their topic till their turn, correct? So it doesn't really matter those 10 minutes, 15 minutes that you all are counting. We are wasting more than 20 minutes here because of that. Let's
okay,
get on with
okay.
the event. It will hardly matter in the end, I assure you that, once you all start with the round. Because you all have prepared properly, you all have gone through the case studies, you all have a basic idea. Have confidence in yourselves rather than, cutting down 10 minutes of the other participant. It will hardly matter.
I'll just tell that indirectly the fourth and fifth participant will get to know his or her topic. Now
They
you
will
can
get
start.
they will get to know what 2 or 3 topics are left. But as you mentioned, there are only 5 participants, right? So the last person will still have an option of 2 topics. I'm sorry. So it won't really make a difference in the end. If those 10 minutes make him a miraculous, research comes up, then I mean, that is not possible, right? Let's do one thing. Let's take the final opinion of the judge. If he feels there needs a change, then we'll consider that. Mr. Anurag, if you could just take on the query once.
I'm slightly confused as to what the criteria is. Okay, so the participants, when did you guys get your case studies? When did you guys get to know about the case studies?
We got them last
Yesterday
night
night.
around
Yeah.
10:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so see, all of these case studies, especially at least for your preparation, in my opinion, it would take like, let's say 30 to 60 minutes. I know the 12 hours in between, it also involves your sleep time, but how many of you really slept like at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock? Please don't. So
But yeah, from
see
12
again,
to 7 or 12 to 8 to we'll sleep means
I get it.
some
I
of the
get
other.
it. I do get that. But again, see, when there is a competition like this, we can't have all 6 participants going at one go, right? No matter what we do, I think there will be the last person going in has some sort of advantage slash disadvantage. The first person has something similar. See, again, that's what sports is all about. It's sometimes a little unfair. So see, again, I know you guys did not have much time. See, it's not like one person was given only 10 minutes to prepare and the other person has been given 30 minutes. That would be a clear difference. But now we are talking about maybe let's include even the sleep time. You guys must have had at least 1 or 2 hours to go through it. And maybe 10-15 minutes variable here and there to the participants who might have an advantage. As I think one of the core people said, when you've had that much time, the additional buffer time, if some miraculous research comes up, I mean, that's just your hand of God moment. I don't think there is much can be done about that, right? So yeah, I mean, it's up to you guys. I mean, up to the organizers. I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't see much fuss about it. But let's see.
Okay, so are there any further queries? We'll proceed as we have decided earlier. Okay, so we'll start then. If you don't have any other further queries. Okay, so the first participant is Vignesh. We'll start with you. Are you ready? Vignesh, are you ready? Okay, so after, like, we'll spin the wheel and then you'll get a topic.
Just one doubt.
Yes.
So after the spin off wheel is done, one topic, I'll be getting one topic. So I get 1 minute of buffer, right? To like
Yes.
just go through things
Yes.
regarding that topic. Thank you.
So are you ready? Can we spin? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so your topic is Battle for Sexes Tennis Match Case. Do you need a buffer time or?
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'll just brush through things and I'll start.
Okay, all the best. You've got a pretty good topic.
Yeah. Thanks. Just tell me when is my time up, right? So I'll start accordingly.
Yeah. If you're ready, you can start.
Yeah, just thoda time bas ho gaya.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Vignesh, your time is up.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Okay, all the best. We'll start with the round. Okay, so you're ready. We'll start with the timer.
Yeah, cool.
So you will be given 4 minutes to defend yourself.
Okay. So so there's no like prior introduction given, right? So I just have to start
Yeah.
straight away. Yeah, cool. Thanks.
Case studies are provided. Okay, so we'll start. Okay, the time is up. Yeah.
Okay, so the Battle of Sexes. I am Bobby Riggs, the well-renowned tennis player, and some even call me the gambler. So yeah, and as we all know, in 1973, I had a game with Billie Jean King, so the former world number one. We all very well know her, and yes, so the reason I think we all know that why this game is popularly called as the Battle of Sexes. It was basically a female coming up against a male, and because of my former remarks of many women saying that women cannot compete against men, and yes, I am guilty for that. So and I think that was my thinking back then, and I've changed as a person right now. So yeah, but yeah, so the speculation on me is that I had a bet against myself to lose that game, which I completely deny. And I think I don't know where do these rumors arrive from, and it's completely baseless, I would say. But yeah, so to defend myself, let me repeat it once again that losing a game against a woman and will be like very uh, it will hurt my ego to some to some like so yeah, and so why will I lose? Why will I go out there creating all the hype for a game against a Jean, and then go out there and uh, place a bet against myself to lose the game? And because as we all know, that game was watched by around 90 million tennis viewers, I guess, so which was a record at that time. And so with all the hype which was created back then, it is quite baseless that I'll go there and lose a game on purpose. And considering my attitude at that time, that I am a male chauvinist, and yeah, that was me back then. But so yeah, so it was completely baseless, and I stick to my remarks. And secondly, why is it coming up almost after 45 years that I had fixed that game, or I had placed a bet against myself to lose a game? So I don't get that thing too. That it took almost 45 years to come up with this allegation against me. So yeah, so to conclude, I would say again that the allegations on me are completely baseless. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Mr. Bobby Riggs. Hi. So firstly,
Hi, Anurag sir. Yeah.
so yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to ask something?
No, if you have something else to, please.
Yeah. First, we'll have a round where the other participants.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
supposed
thank
to-
you.
Okay. So the Okay, so we'll start with a timer where the other participants are supposed to put up a text, like whatever questions you have from Vignesh now. And you're supposed to put up that in my text box, private text box. And we'll start with the timer, and then you're supposed to text. Okay, so Ronit, can we start the timer?
Yes.
Okay, so time starts now. We still have time left. You guys can put up questions. No more questions? Okay, so time is up. Okay, so the questions for you are, okay, the first question is, he has clear motive because he was in debt and involved with mafias in his as his son justified to. What is
Okay,
the answer for this, Vignesh?
okay. So yeah, I think so that part is completely different. And I, as a former player, I'll never because tennis has always been my first love, and I'll never include that debt thing uh, with the tennis game, because and secondly, I repeat again, losing to a woman out there will hurt my ego. So I mean, so money issues are different and ego issues are different, I guess. So yeah, I'll never do that. Losing to a woman is completely yeah, I'll never do that. Yeah.
Okay, so we can proceed ahead with the next question. Lost in debt, #1 player, and to lose against someone like Jean, who although was #1 player, but you had more power. Losing to her, what's us to believe that did you fix the match against yourself?
Well, I think she had one of good day, I guess. So I was not in my best form that day. So her luck, I would say. And So yeah, I think luck was on her side, and she played well. She won the game, and considering my age, I was 55 at the time when I played that game. So yeah, she had a bit advantage. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. So your next question goes as, there was a clear motive, which was to earn money and clear your debt. So yeah, you can proceed.
Yeah, as I said during the first game, so tennis has always been my first love, and money is a different thing altogether. I'll never include it with tennis.
Okay, so that's all with the questions. Okay. Yeah. Anurag, can we start?
So hi, Mr. Riggs once again.
Right.
So as you've mentioned, she might have just had a good day.
Yeah,
Just this, I'm someone who has to base my judgment based on evidences. Am I right?
yeah.
So just a couple of months before, this is not the only battle of sexes that actually happened. This is the most popular one, obviously, because you had lost. A man had lost to a woman, which had a huge impact on women's tennis getting popularized.
It had
Definitely,
huge impact on myself to change my perspective, I guess.
absolutely, definitely. But again, you had won the game against Margaret Court, one of
Yeah,
the greatest tennis players of all time. The just a couple of months before, who was a better player than Billie Jean King at that point in time as well.
yeah.
Although the rankings don't particularly say so, but even at that point in time, Margaret Court was a better tennis player, 1 year younger, if that really matters. And you had won that game by losing just 3 games in both the sets. So it makes us want to believe that there must have been some sort of intentional performance, not really getting up to your standards intentionally. So how do you answer these allegations?
Uh, I don't know. As I said before, I guess it was just one off good day for her, and I was not in my best of form. And so, yeah, I think these things happen. Sport is all about winning and losing. So you can say it was her part of underdog story to beat a legend like me. So yeah,
All right.
thank you.
Okay, so that's all with the questions. Vignesh, thank you so much. You were good.
Thank you.
You want to say something in your defense? Anything more?
No, I just want to say that that pale brownish thing, I'm not that type of a guy in real. So yeah, it was just the character which I was playing.
It's all right. It's all right. I mean, yeah, I was going to say that. I will just ignore the sexist bit because I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you're
I'm
just
not
living
that
your character
sexist
a
in
bit too
real.
much.
So yeah,
That's all right. We got that.
Thank you so much, Vignesh. Okay. Thank you, Anurag.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll proceed ahead with the next one. And just a warning, please don't put up your display your questions to everyone. You're supposed to put up in my private chat box. From the next time, your questions won't be considered if it is displayed to everyone. Thank you. Yeah, so the next participant is Mohit from Nike. Yeah. Mohit, are you ready?
Yeah, yeah. Can I have my topic?
Just a second. So ready? Can we spin? I hope you get your favorite topic. Let's see that as stop. Okay, this is one of my favorite ones. Lance Armstrong doping case. Okay. Is this what you wanted or something else?
I'll be happy with it. I
Okay.
just hope for the best now.
Okay, so do you need a buffer time for one?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, so we'll start with the timer. Yeah. Sorry, Mohit, but your time is up. You ready? Can we start?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so we'll start.
Okay. So hi. As you all know, I am Mr. Armstrong. 7 times I've won France de Tour. First time I won in 1999. Now, years later, they've come up with the so-called strategy that I was doping. But what I think is that it's an all personal vendetta by the SCA president, Haman. They had to pay bonuses to me every time they had a false doping accusation against me. I was diagnosed with cancer on October 2nd, 1996, at the age of 25, with cancer, third stage testicular cancer, and the cancer had spread to my lymph nodes, lungs, brains, and abdomen. If I had such a heavy and intense health background with willingness to return to my sport, why would I come back from death and try to hammer it again? I'm not an idiot. Also, the first France Tour I won was in 1999. I won it 7 times in total. Why won't I repeat it again? And no traces of doping were found in the other matches. There's no logical reasoning behind any such allegations. Just a personal vendetta against me by the SC president because they had to pay me bonuses every time they had false accusations. And the amount was in millions of dollars. And when it comes to millions of dollars, anyone can sell themselves, but not me. Because the respect and the love I had for my game and for my sport would never do it. And for that matter, any athlete in any sport would never even think of it. If you go ahead, in October 2005, in response to calls from the International Olympic Committee and the WADA from an independent investigation, the UCI appointed Dutch lawyer Emily Wergeman to investigate the handling of urine tests by the LNDD. Bridgman was head of the Dutch anti-doping agency for 10 years. Since then, he has worked as a defense attorney defending high-profile athletes against doping charges. He clearly mentioned that because of my improper handling and testing, the report said tests on urine samples were conducted improperly and fell so short of scientific standards that it was completely irresponsible and inadmissible to suggest this were constitute evidence of anything. I had proof against me, I had the love against me, and I had the willpower to come back after my surgery and my cancer. No one is foolish enough to come back from so near death to make doping again, to have to take drugs again. I mean, to even think of it, to even think of the risk that would incur is next to death. And no one is, any trophy or anything for matter is more important to life. Nothing is more important than life, I feel. And I would never do anything that can cost me my death. That's just a simple argument. I don't think there's any proof of any reports going against the doping. That's all planned and that's all fake just because of personal vendetta when the FCA had to start paying me the bonuses against my false reports. That's my argument, and thanks so much.
Okay, so thank you. Yeah, you were good actually. Can we start with the timer, and all the other participants are requested to put up their questions? Okay, so your time starts now. Put up your questions. Don't you have any questions from him? Okay, so your time is up. Okay, so the question for you is, so why did the Olympics stripe you off your bronze? Sorry, if it was just a vendetta of the person you just named.
I think you're talking future because we're right now at this point where I have not been stripped of any of my Olympic titles. Because according to the case study I was giving, I can't see. I can't see future because I was at a stage where I could see my death, but that didn't happen also. So I can't predict future what's going to happen. As of now, I don't think there's any proof that can say that I was included in doping. And as I said before, even the committee, LNDT committee reports published by that, even the head of that committee stated that all these reports and all the tests that were done, they were not admissible because of the lack of competency it had.
Hi, Mohit, if I can just intervene for just a second. I don't think there is any timeline specification given in the case study. So it's not as if you are in 2005 or 2010. Just consider yourself in 2021, 2022. The guy still gets the allegations. Even you are getting the allegations right now. So
Okay,
if you could answer accordingly. Yeah.
Definitely, sure.
Yeah.
See, a lot of there's nothing in black and white. There's always mark of gray in every aspect of life, for that matter. Okay, when I say and when the reports say that, all the reports said, like, okay, there were various reports that said that the reports of the doping were admissible and they did not had the enough competency to be acknowledged. They were then and then everyone acknowledged it. Okay, but even every other people in every other aspect have their certain powers. Even the SCA president had, and their whole acquaintances had. If someone has to make believe someone that they were included, they haven't definitely, like, lots of situations when someone who's found innocent has been proved guilty. So working in the area of gray has to be a mix of both black and white. So sometimes rulings go in your favor, sometimes don't. I can go to the length of proving myself, but still a person who doesn't want to believe me won't believe me. And so was the case with the Olympic head. They were not to believe me and they did not. And I could go to any extent to make them believe, but no matter any evidences I have, no matter any proof that I had that all the reports were inadmissible and they were fake and they were not recorded properly, he's not going to believe it. Because the person who has a fixed mindset is not going to change no matter what you do. So I'm unfortunate to have been part of such an incident that I've been stripped of my bronze, but that's such an unfortunate incident that it is there what it is. But okay, I accept what it has happened, not because of doping, but circumstances that were made such that I was stripped, but I still feel that what I feel, it's not about what I feel, it's about the facts that I did not do any doping. I was not involved in any drugs, but still sometimes situations go against your favor, but all the facts were in my favor. So yeah.
Thank you. You actually were quite good with the answer. That's all with the questions. Anurag, you might take on.
Yeah. So Mohit, firstly, I'll speak to Mohit first before getting to Mr. Armstrong. So did you have any particular timeline or any particular year in mind as to like imagine yourself in that particular year?
Yeah, so when I read the allegations and I've been part of such events, so I thought I'm at the point where I have to be found guilty or innocent. So I'm here to justify myself. Why am I innocent, and I'm not found guilty.
Yeah, obviously that is the entire point of the competition. But did you imagine yourself in any particular year? Because I think your research and your content has been absolutely top notch, but I think it does not cover a major incident that happened, which Mr. Lance Armstrong actually came out and said.
Yeah, obviously.
So that was going
once Lance Armstrong, admits of for the better anyone who has been acquitted of something, except that he actually did it, then the whole point is done. I mean, the whole controversy is over because it is proven that he was guilty, right? So if I'm here to prove myself that I am innocent, I'll be just before the fact that I have invented.
So you have actually, I think you may be understanding that I'm referring to the interview that is given to Oprah Winfrey, where he admitted that he may or may not have used. That's the thing that he said. He may or may not have used performance enhancing drugs with his what do you say, with his consciousness intact or not intact. That's what he had said. So that's something that happens to a lot of sports people. Sometimes you have a cough, they take a cough syrup, sometimes that ends up coming in. So that's the sort of thing that usually happens. So that's something Lance Armstrong admitted. I wanted to ask a question regarding that, but I just wanted to see. So basically what you said was, because he's admitted there, you did not want to take that into consideration. You want to keep yourself in that gray area.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm done. Thank you.
Okay. So that's all with the questions, Mohit. Okay. Thank you so much. You were quite convincing. Yeah. So I think we'll proceed ahead then. So our next participant is Radhima. Radhima, are you there?
Yeah, hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Okay. So ready?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll just spin the wheel and then you'll get 1 minute buffer time. Okay, so your topic is Haas F1 Team Rich Energy Scam. Okay, so did you want this topic or something else?
No, I'm fine with it. It's okay.
Okay. Okay, so your time starts now. Let me know when you're done.
Okay, I think I'm good to go. Should I start?
Yep.
Disha, should I start?
Yeah, you may proceed.
So my company, Rich Energy, started off and it was founded in 2015. And at the time, we were not a very big company. We had to build our brand and company with a lot of effort and hard work. In fact, at a point, you can also say that our company was next to non-existent and it was not very known in the industry as well. Later on, with a lot of patience and our efforts, we ended up becoming the only company apart from Red Bull who had an F1 team of their own. Red Bull was clearly not our fan. And why would they be? We were a company who came, a small company that started off, and now we were competitors of Red Bull. So they clearly were not our fans, and they created several problems for us as well. We had also struck a title sponsorship dealerships with F1. And at the time, the only thing being written about us in the media was about our competition with Red Bull. We wanted to steer and get the attention and the spotlight back on our deal with F1, and hence we use this strategy. All businesses work differently. There is no one particular rule book or one particular way to make your business successful. The announcement that was made was just to be taken with a pinch of salt. It was done only to create some buzz and some curiosity and excitement amongst the public. The journalists who spoke about this genuinely, in my opinion, do not have a lot of idea about how businesses work or even the basics of business, and they do not have any business acumen. But at the end of the day, we did uphold our end of the deal, and our deal with them was on. And as you can see, it was a successful effort because it did get us a lot of publicity, and it also increased our engagement with the deal. So you can say that I did it all just to bring back the attention onto our deal with F1 rather than our competition between Red Bull and us. And this is very saddening to see all of these allegations being put on our company, because it is completely overlooking all the years of hard work that we have put into building this brand. And I hope the decision is ruled in my favor. That's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much, Ridhima. Okay, so rest all participants, do you have any questions for the? You all can, your timer starts now. You all can just put up questions in my chat box. Put up some nice questions. The timer is on. Put questions. Only few seconds left. Okay, so your timer is up. Okay, so the first question for you, it's an allegation based on a series of events. There is one similar thing happened before also, that you were found of copying your comp logo also. And you don't actually own a team, right? You're a sponsor. What is your defense in this?
Okay, so as I said about copying the logo, all businesses work in different ways, right? And many people do publicity stunts to bring attention and spotlight to their businesses. This was one of our strategies to bring the spotlight on us.
That's all from my end.
I think so, yeah.
Okay. We don't have any further questions from you.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it for her. Yeah, you can take
I
it.
had a counter question in the chat box if you missed. Isha.
Yeah, but your timer is up, Mohit.
I mean, that's the counter question, so I'll.
But do we have counter questions?
No, sorry.
Okay.
So anyway, since you've just mentioned that it was your strategy to bring, let's say, the attention towards your company, or let it be the plagiarization of the logo or whatever it was. How do you feel about it?
Well, as I said that it did end up becoming a successful effort, right? Because we did get a lot more publicity, our engagement increased. There could have possibly been a better way to do that, but I don't think I regret it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ridhima. Okay, so we proceed ahead with the next participant. So the next one goes is Prem. Prem, are you ready? Do we have Prem? Oh, I'm sorry. Prem isn't here. So we'll move on to the next participant. That is Deven. Deven, are you there?
Yes, yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
To get the topic, yes.
Yes. Okay. So we'll spin the wheel and then you'll get a buffer time to think about it. Hope you get a good one. Okay. That's a nice one.
That it is.
We didn't want this. Okay. So your topic is Diego Maradona's Hand of God case. Okay. So your timer starts now. me know when you're ready.
Yeah, okay, I'm ready.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah,
We'll start?
yes.
Okay, so we'll start with the timer.
Okay. As you,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Hi, as you all know that I'm Diego Maradona. I'm one of the greatest football players to have ever played the game. So about the hand of God incident, it was just a goal in my opinion. You see, whoever sees football knows this, that in everyday football life things happen which the referees don't notice. You make small pushes, you make certain strategic fouls to your opponent to bring them down and in your favor, and if the referee misses it, there's just the opponent's bad luck. And it was a World Cup game in which I used my hand, and yes, I agree, I used my hand, but there were no such rules that if the referee did not see it and after the match, if you say it was a handball, that the goal should be disallowed. And in a sport, you know, you should do what you can do to win, not illegal things, yes, but then in football or in any other sport for that matter, it is just a common practice to pull out a few stunts, small strategic stints to just pull the game in your favor just a little bit. And that's what I did in that goal. And many of the, and it was against England in the 1986 World Cup, if I'm not wrong. Many of the football fans remember the hand of God goal, but right after the hand of God goal, within the next 10 minutes, I guess, I scored the goal of the century, which everyone remembers. But then they totally differentiated with the hand of God goal as if it was not in the same match itself. So my only argument is that people pull strategic fouls, people in defensive side of the game, people do everything with, and some of the things which goes unnoticed by the referees are not at all made such a big deal of. But then one hand of God goal is made such a big deal of, and I see no sense to for the goal to have been disallowed. And yes, I did jump for the ball and I couldn't reach it, so I did use my hand, but the referee missed it. So it's the opponent's bad luck, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. Oh, I have 2 more minutes. Okay, I can go. So yeah, so if anyone who watches football knows how great a player I am, and if one hand of God gold tarnishes my image so much is of no use. It did not even tarnish my image that much. So if you ask anyone, any Argentine, who is the greatest player to have ever lived, they will say Diego Maradona, not Lionel Messi, because he won them a World Cup. And then Napoli, the club I played for, retired the number 10 shirt for me because I was the greatest player that ever played for them. And the retiring the number 10 shirt isn't a very small deal because it is the most famous number in world football. I also conquered Europe with Barcelona, and I was no joke. I was the greatest player to have ever lived. Yes, I am making that statement even though I know how Pele was. And yes, I brought pride to my country, to my clubs I played for. I gave my heart and soul for football, so I don't regret anything I did. And if I was given a chance to do that again and not get caught, yes, I would do it. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Devane. I hope you convinced the judge. And okay, so we'll start with the timer, and the other participants are requested to please put up your questions for Devane. We started with the timer. Put your questions fast. Only a few seconds left. Please put up your questions fast.
ब्लॉक किया क्या हाँ ये जींस पहनेगा ऋषि ऋषि ऐसे रेडी हो
You are on mute. You're on mute.
I'm really sorry. But the timer is up, Deven. We'll start with the questions. Okay. So the first question for you is just a goal. Argentina was in a situation to have wanted to win the game directly. And with you scoring the goal with your hand and you agreeing to it, just makes you playing the sport illegally. Again, the spirit of God and basically even zero moral character. What is your defense in this, Deven?
It isn't illegal. It is just a thing which is not allowed in football. You pull strategic fouls. Fouls are not allowed in football. You intentionally pull players down in the defensive side of the games. You get booked for that, but it is not illegal. They don't make such a mess of that. I just used my hand to score a goal. Yes, I did whatever I could to make my country win. It was a World Cup game. It was no joke. And right after that goal, I also scored the greatest goal of the century, which you might remember. So it is not like I was just a joke of a player using my hand. I did know what I was doing and I did what I did. And I totally agree to it. And I would do it again if it was for my country.
Okay. So the next question for you is, but it was a foul goal. Like you said, in every match, there is one or the other foul. But goal with a hand is really a great foul. What to say on this?
What do you mean by great foul? A foul is a foul. And a foul is only a foul when the referee notices it. There was no such technology back then. So I took advantage of that. And it wasn't like no one else used advantages of that. There were many hand of God goals, and there were many players who just punched the other player when the referee wasn't seeing, and there was no action because no one had ever spotted it. So it isn't like I am doing something that is totally inexplainable, and it is not like I should not have never done it. Did it bring shame to my country? Did it bring anything wrong to my image? Am I still not the greatest player ever to have lived?
Okay. So I hope the person that asked you the question is now convinced. And the next question is, clear handball won the WC by cheating.
And the next goal I scored was the greatest goal of the century. I have repeated it 3 times, I know, but it was the greatest goal of the century. I think you should go to YouTube and watch the highlight reel. And yes, I did use my hand, but don't you make strategic fouls when the opponent is running at you and when he's behind you? Don't you trip him and then don't you make him fall? That is equal to a goal. If you wouldn't have tripped him, he would have gone on and went on to score the goal. So, but that won't get noticed because it isn't a goal. But this get noticed because it is a goal. So it is not that big a deal in my opinion. But then yes, it was a hand of God goal. Yes, I would do it again if I get the chance because it was for my country and I did win the World Cup with them. So yeah, if that satisfies your question.
Yeah, I think that might have. Okay, thank you, Deven. Anurag, can we proceed ahead with his questions?
Hi, Mr. Maradona. Rest in peace, firstly.
Yep.
So, all right. So, see, one of the things I know you've been talking, let's say, extensively about the goal of the century, and I know it's quite a weird thing that both things happened in a span of like few minutes. But there is an argument which says the second one wouldn't have happened without the first one. Well, the second one, which was obviously the goal of the century, that wouldn't have happened without the first one. So assume if the referee had spotted that you did use your hand, how would you have reacted then? Because the game was, as a football historian myself, I've seen that game, if not the full 90 minutes, but I've seen a very extensive highlight package. Argentina were actually not playing good. So how would you have reacted that in that point?
Yeah, I totally knew what I was going for and what I did. So I wouldn't have put my head down and just gave up on the game. I would have done the same thing what I did after scoring the goal. And indeed, you did see that goal of the century. So need to remind you that I started from the half line on my own. So the other goal did not have any effect on my playing. The opponent team did not push on me. They did not press. So there weren't spaces left behind for me to counter attack. That wasn't a counter attack. that the goal I made was on my own. The people were defending me, so I don't
Yeah,
think the first goal
fair
made a
point. Fair
difference.
point. Absolutely fair point. But that wasn't my question. I asked, what if the referee had spotted? How would you have reacted?
Yeah, I would have reacted the same way I reacted after scoring the goal because I wouldn't have put.
Reacted. I think you're going like few minutes ahead in the moment. The goal happened after.
Yeah. I don't.
That's my
I
question.
wouldn't have gotten frustrated. Yeah, I would have appealed for like, why is it a handball? I did not do that. But I wouldn't have put my head down and just, I not swear at the referee or just curse at my teammates or the opponents. Like I know what I was going to do and what I did. So I know if the goal had not stood for, I wouldn't have minded that much. But it did stand for, and then we did win the World Cup that year. So all good. That ends good.
So also there are some allegations on Mr. Hector Henry, who was one of the players in your team, that he was extensively pushing and also sort of trying to threaten the referee to, get the decision in his favor. So, and anything to say about that?
Yeah, as you said, you're a football historian. So even nowadays, people threaten referees. They try to intimidate referees with so much technology. There are 4 referees, and still they do this. So back then, it was an obvious tactic to just pull the game in your favor just a little bit. Like when the game is 50-50, you do anything in your power to make the game in your favor. Just that 51-49 or 55-45. So I don't think that Hector Henry did anything wrong by intimidating the referee. Like he did not actually do anything, he said, but he was just trying to make the referee a little scared of us. So I guess that's what he was trying to do. He just tried to pull the game in our favor, which totally worked because we did win the game and we did win the World Cup. So yeah,
Thank you, Devin.
thank you.
Thank you so much, Devin. That's all with your questions. Okay, so for the last participant. Okay, so we have Anshul as our last participant.
Yeah, I am ready. Means you can spin.
Okay, yeah. You're the lucky one. Mohammad Azharuddin match fixing case.
Yeah, so just I'll start within a minute after the buffer.
Yeah. You have your buffer time. Take your time and then let me know. Did anyone else wanted this topic? Okay, so Anshul, your 1 minute is up. Are you ready? Can we start?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay. So your time starts. Yeah, you may go.
Okay.
All the best.
So yeah, as you all know, who am I? I am Mohammad Azharuddin. I am one of the best cricketer. I won't say best, but yeah, I am best cricketer of that time. And I had many great figures scores and one of the most divisive figures in my cricket history even. And I don't know that why I was banned. Like the I still now not recalled and still now I haven't got the point why I was caught for match fixing. I haven't did like, and if if the cricket association of that time like they think that I had did, I haven't. But yeah, even and I'll just tell you who was I? I served Indian cricket team for a decade and even played 17 years cricket in my life. Yeah, and even even I don't know that my 99th match was the last test match of my cricket journey. Yeah, I'll just share a story of mine. I was I was just playing my match in 2000, and that was my last match. Even I don't know, but yeah, I had played. Even I scored great. Yeah, and there were a series of five match ODI series going on. I just played a fourth one. I just played till fourth one, and fifth one I didn't played. Yeah, I had scored average run of 28 per match. In total, I scored around 122 runs. So yeah, it was a great score. And while everyone said that I had corrupted my country, that I had sold my country, even that was not good to say, and it was not correct way to say to me. I know that I did something wrong, but not totally wrong. And not only me, I did. My means many of the players before me had done like this, but they haven't caught too much, and they were not publicized like how I was. And it was not correct for me to like publicize too much and like socialize. And if I had done something wrong, they should say it's their right. Sorry to disturb, but someone's noise is coming. So can someone mute? Everyone can mute their mic. Yeah, I'll continue. So it was not correct way to take me and caught me and say everyone that I was a great match fixer. Even I had went court for 11 years, and after 11th year, I came again out in my career. But yeah, then later on I didn't serve my country. I didn't played. As I said, at my 99th match, even I don't know that it was my last match. But yeah, it was my last match, and yeah, I am proud to say that I really played a great cricket for my team and served it. Thank you.
Thank you, Manchul. You were great. Okay, we'll start with the timer. All the participants are requested to put up their questions in my chat box for Anshul. The timer is on. Put your questions fast. Put up your questions fast. Okay, so your timer is up. We have your questions. Okay, so Anshul, the first question for you. We all know your cricketing achievements, but Hans Cronje, guilty of match fixing, just said that you introduced all the bookies to him, and you were also involved the same. Are you trying to say that selling your country by fixing your match was okay? That's just an insult to your career and a mindset. What is your opinion on this?
Okay, thanks for the question. Yeah, and I'll just answer the question. As he said that, yeah, I had already planned for these rookies, but yeah, it was not just to sell my country for match fixing. And the sentence, the word which means selling the country means it's corrupted. And I have corrupted my country. Yeah, I believe that I had, but I not only it's the matter of serving my corrupting my country or bookies or whatever, like he or the player would say. But yeah, there are many other players, as I said, that who had done before me also. And even I agree with the statement that yeah, I had done something wrong, but it's not it's not absolutely correct that yeah, I just did the sake for selling my country. I'll just say to this, I'll just reply this question.
Okay. So I think the participant might have. Okay. So the next question for you is, the essay captain accused you of introducing him to a bookie. He was then banned for life. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, well, that was also not correct with him that he was banned for the life. But yeah, as you said, and the earlier question, even it was asked that I had also I had planned to bookish this, but it's not correct. Like I had not did full means like I had not did a crime like the other player who had banned for for lifetime, and it should be not for a lifetime even. It was even not good with the player who had banned for the lifetime. Even he would have just got like some some ban like for 3 4 years, but not like for lifetime. And yeah, even he could have fought for himself, and he could get justice for him. Like how I did, I went court for 10 11 years continuously, and then I again came back to play cricket and serve my country. So yeah, I'll just this is the reply to the question.
Okay, one more. Uh, okay, so if you did something wrong, what are you trying to prove here? As you contradicted what you said earlier. So the question is, what if you did something wrong? Then what are you trying to prove here?
No, yeah, I just said that I had did wrong. Even I agreed with some of the points which I said in my 4 minute speech even. But yeah, I was just trying, and I was trying to prove me correct because it was just a pre-plan. It was just a plan for a game. And as I said, many other players before me, even they did, and some of them like they got a lifetime ban. If they would have fought for themselves, even they could have came again in the cricket world, and they would have served their country. And I did the same. And yeah, I served my country. And after that, I don't think so that I was wrong for my decision and all what I did. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Anshul. That's all with the questions. I think Anurag might take over from here.
So you are on mute.
You're on mute.
Hi, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, Mr. Azaruddin. So,
Hello, Anurag.
Hi. So you keep mentioning that you haven't, let's say, you haven't let your country down. At the same time,
Yes.
you have mentioned you are partially agreeing to some of the things by also stating things like, "So people have done it before me." That means somewhere down the line, you know, you have done it yourself. So let's get to the crux of the matter, which is the entire aspect of this spot fixing is you collecting money for yourself so that your team in a team sport, you can contribute to your team's loss. That is exactly what a spot fixing allegation is. So I don't know. It's not a matter of your or my opinion. It's a matter of what the constitution and what the law thinks, and that is absolutely horrible. That's what the law considers. And why do you want to justify yourself by saying I did not? How are you able to say you're not letting your country down by very clearly doing something, by putting, actually starting with your first 10 teammates down, your team management down, and a country where cricket is considered a religion, by sacrilegiously uh, contributing to your team's loss. That is the allegation. And again, to put it on record, you have partially or more than partially agreed to doing something like this.
See, as I said earlier, that even I wasn't know, even I didn't knew that when I got banned and why I got banned. And secondly, the question which you have asked, it is a really great question. But I don't think that, as you said, only I alone did it wrong. And like, yeah, even I don't know, but yeah, before some player or some might they have did it. But even with me, there are three. I had three supporters also with me. Like they are the Ajay Jadeja was there, and more one two players who were there. They did said about me, and they
Um,
fought.
Mr. Azaruddin, if I may interrupt for a second, what is your opinion on do you think dowry is wrong?
Well, partially, I can say yes.
Gosh, okay. So do you think so? Let's assume that it is totally criminal. Like dowry in a marriage is totally criminal. Let's assume for a second. Uh, Now, would you defend yourself? Everyone else is taking it, so I'm also taking it. Does that actually make so? Do you mean to say two wrongs make it a right? No, I don't think so. In my opinion, I don't think so.
Even I
Let's
don't
keep
think so.
everyone else. But you are also stating that everyone else did it, so I did it. It is their fault. They didn't defend themselves. I'm not. I'm not interested about Ajay Jadeja. I'm not defended. I'm not interested about Hansi Cronje or anyone else. Speak for yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, okay. Just I'll just leave it alone. That I'll just let you know that no one had did before me, and only I had did. Yeah, but I am also a human. I have a right to vote for me. And secondly, if you talk about dowry, so like dowry, it
No,
is
no, 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 no. That was just an example. A,
okay,
that was
okay,
just an example.
okay,
B, I'm not questioning your right to defend yourself. Even the biggest of criminals in this country, which is a democracy, you have the right to fight for yourself. That is again not the question. Speak for yourself.
okay,
That's the only thing. Or regarding the topic, that's it.
okay. So yeah, as I already said, that even I partially agree that yeah, I did a criminal, but as I said that I had went to court for almost 10 to 11 year continuously, and then again came to serve my country. And my thinking process was like, yeah, I had done already before for my country, so yeah, I'll do more for my country. And it's not about that only. I fixed the match and I was just going to sell the country, and it's not about all that. But yeah, it's true enough. And yeah, I'll just tell at the last that it was something wrong even, but some of the other time, like a cricketer should do this or like to fought for himself and the country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anshul.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah,
Thank you, Anurag. Thank you.
but
Tisha.
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Anshul. You were the last participant. As we're done with the participants, thank you everyone to be present here, and you all were too great. Firstly, I would like Anurag to give some feedbacks.
Hi guys. So firstly, see, as a sports lover, it just excites me so much to be a part of these competitions because especially a competition like this where you're just put in the middle of a gray area where you could be speaking for yourself, you could be speaking against yourself, and you wouldn't be entirely wrong. I mean, you guys would be knowing better. We live in a very divisive world, so I really enjoyed it. I think some some of you people, I think at times you forgot that you were not particularly living your character. I think that was uh, you were like speaking on behalf of the character. You're not supposed to do that. You have to speak as the character. I think a couple of times that has happened. Besides that, absolutely wonderful stuff, guys. I think it's good to see people, at least in the coming generation. Okay, that would make me sound very old, but at least you guys are starting to take good perspectives, trying to understand the morals of the game, and also the other side of things. Like, because it's sometimes, in my opinion, especially when it comes to the hand of God or any other incidents like this, I personally don't really think sportsmanship should have much of a place in the sport. That's a very very big topic, and I don't think we have even a minute of time for that. So it's fine. But I love the way some of you guys defended yourself. I love the way some of you guys put your points. Good research, well done. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you so much, Anurag. We were glad you were here. And
Thank you.
thank you all the participants too. Like even what the fuss happened in the start, you all were too great. And do we have some feedbacks from the participants too? Do you all want to say something?
Yeah, it was thank you for your feedback, sir. Sorry, Mohit, to
Well
interrupt,
done.
but
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it was a great, sir. Thank you for your feedback, and even I enjoyed a lot. And nice to meet sometime in college or anywhere else. Thank you.
I live in Hyderabad, so I don't think that would technically be possible, but I would love to meet you one time. Thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anshul. Yes, Mohit.
Hi. I particularly love the event. It was really great. Few things, instead of having the question in the chat box, you could have it, one-on-one conversation and a rebuttal. So that could have gone very personal. Okay, so that would have spiced up the whole conversation a bit more. Because once we asked the question, the participant gave the answer, and it was just it. Because there could be a lot of counter questions to it. So the conversation would have spiced up a lot if there was a one-on-one rebuttal.
Mohit, one thing about that. See, now I'm sure you know the Oscars, right? Where actors, 5 different performances, each different kind of difficulty level. Even till date, people keep debating this thing that it's very difficult to judge that Leonardo DiCaprio in Revenant was not as good as maybe some of the other people, but still he won it. But there were some other performances in his lifetime where he was absolutely fantastic, but he did not get it. The point is, these are all different topics. If the topic was same for all of you guys, and if you guys were asked to talk on that, and it was all, then there was more scope for counter questioning. There are certain topics in this case. Now, for example, the hand of God topic, I think that closed the way Devin approached it, like straightforward, accepting that yes, I did this, kya karna hai karo, I've done this, and I have zero regrets about this. If the participant is approaching like that, it sort of leaves no scope for counter questioning, right? So it means that person will not be counter questioned. And now, for example, Anshul kept a lot of scope for counter questioning, and I think that would have gone on for an hour, and we would not have come to a conclusion. So I think that was one of the reasons why it had to be reduced. That would have gone way out of the timeline one, and I think it would have been unfair to some of the other contestants. Yeah.
Thank you, Anurag. Yes, Vignesh, you have something to say. You're on mute, Vignesh.
Firstly, yeah, the same